Hey guys, JT here with some of my what's gonna be, I'm not gonna say final thoughts, but kind of first run thoughts on the Rustler 4x4 VXL. The reason why I'm not saying final thoughts, get a little light going, box has got a little glare, but is because I'm not really done with this car just yet. You guys know I have run this car in several areas, skate park, on road, did some off roading, and still want to do a lot more with the car. And I've also run the truck on forest as well. So I know one of the things that people talk a lot about is the price point. That it's $399, and some other cars are a little bit cheaper in price, etc., for that. But I'll say for me, I have wanted a Rustler 4x4 for a very long time. A good four-wheel drive stadium truck. There's other companies like Banggood, GearBest that offer a four-wheel drive stadium truck, and I believe Entity still has their i10MT, which you can find some of those on my channel as well. But it wasn't, I guess, as sturdy of a platform as this particular truck is. And I'm pretty sure this is going to kind of open the door for other companies to start releasing four-wheel drive stadium trucks as well, which I feel that they should have released it a long time ago. But hopefully this will get a little bit more competition out there as well. But with this, like I said, I have been waiting a very long time since they released the Stampede 4x4 back in 2009. I was hoping that within a year or two at the most, we were going to get a Rustler 4x4. So it did take Traxxas a long time to get this out. I think the original Rustler came out in 1994, 1995. So, I mean, with that, I have run this truck a lot. I mean, I really, really have. And like I said, I've run this thing on 2S, 3S, and then on 4S. You can't run 4S with the stock ESC, but you can kind of have some fun and run it on 4S if you put in a 4S capable ESC. And I don't really recommend running it off-road on 4S LiPo because it is going to put more of a strain on the motor, though you possibly can, but you just got to watch your temperatures and stuff. The motor's not really rated for 4S, but I think the max amp is like 50,000 RPMs, and on 4S you're going to get about 50,800 or something like that. Probably 51,000 or something. But as you guys saw in my videos, I ran it several times and it didn't have any issues. And I've done speed runs with it periodically with it. And I still have yet to do timing or actually top speed with this, which I'll do at some point on 4S. And then change out some gearing and stuff and see what I can do for it. But the truck has held up well. I took it to the skate park, did some bashing there. One of the weak points on the truck is going to be the shocks. I did break one of the shocks on there, and I had to replace that. And then, of course, the shock cap will eventually come loose if I keep bashing it hard, which is something that you'll probably have to upgrade if you plan on doing some running with this. So no kit, as we know, is perfect coming out the box. Every kit is going to need some kind of minor upgrade or something. So I don't fault this truck or any other truck for that. But one thing I do look at with cars is tires. How well do the tires and stuff hold up to some of the claims on the boxes for 100 miles per hour, whatever it may be. So with that said, thus far, this Rustler comes with some pretty good ready-to-run tires out the box with it. Running this on 2 and 3S, the tires didn't have any problems. They didn't come unglued or anything. And of course, running it on 4S, I expected them to balloon and just pop off, but they didn't do it. Not saying that they won't eventually, but these have held up pretty well. And the tires are kind of a hard, soft compound combined. That's the best way I can describe it. They're not too hard to where if you're driving on like concrete, you're going to be sliding all over the place and drifting and not getting any traction. And they're not so soft to where they're going to balloon and stuff. So haven't had any problems or anything with that at all. And I was surprised. I thought the tires were going to be one of the weak points of the car, but it actually wasn't. So getting in a little closer to the car, kind of dim this light down some. I love the paint scheme of this. They have two colors, this one in kind of a greenish, bluish color as well. But I like this paint scheme they did for that. I think that the designer of this car really thought it through because there's a couple other features I'm going to talk about with this car as well that I really liked about this. And I wouldn't consider this. Some people thought when this first came out it was going to be a slash with just a Rustler body out, and it's not. It's the size of a two-wheel drive Rustler. They just took the LCG chassis and kind of shrunk it up, so it's kind of between a slash, I guess a slash and a Rustler, basically what you can kind of say for this, because of the size or the way the chassis is constructed for this. So, like I said, with the tire compound, you guys know I have run this a lot. And you see it's holding up pretty well. It's not fading down too much, but it is starting to wear down somewhat. So eventually I'll have to get some more tires and stuff. One thing about this, at the time of this video, there are no parts available for this. This is compatible with a lot of the Stampede 4x4 and Slash 4x4 components, but there are some things on here that are a lot different than those. So going from the outside in, I talked about the tires, going to talk about the body. I love the body, the paint scheme of this. I love it that they actually kind of put this protector on top of it. Well, this helps with if you're sliding. You guys can see I slid several times from tearing your body up, but it also helps with the self-righting feature, which I didn't use a lot because it just didn't work well for me when I tried to use it. This body's held up a little bit better than the X-Max and stuff, being that it's a clipless body. You just have this little clip back here to pull this and pull this out, or E-clip by our body, clipless body for it. So before in the past with my X-Max and even my E-Revo, these start to eat through the body. This hasn't happened yet, but I haven't flipped this thing a lot. It handles actually really well with the TSM radio and stuff on it. I was afraid the bumper was going to break off. No problems with that, and no problems with the wheelie bar either. It's pretty flexible, and I've landed on it several times, and that hasn't broken either. I plan on doing some upgrades and probably putting the ball bearing wheels back here at some point. So anyway, let me get this body off real quick. Alright, so with that body off, this is going to look somewhat similar to people that are familiar with Traxxas cars of this layout here. It does look like the Slash LCG chassis. It's just shrunken up. You guys do see that I have my Mamba Max Pro speed controller up in here, and I still have the Valenium motor. I did put a heatsink on there and stuff. But I put this in here because I want to be able to run for us, because I knew the motor could run for us for a short period of time. Like I said, I don't really recommend that. But anyway, I put this in there so that I could run that and get a little bit more power. To me, the VXL ESC kind of holds this car's performance back, and that's just my opinion with that. The motor's fine. It is, as you guys see there, it is a 4-pole motor, or they've stuck stronger magnets in here, but I believe this is a 4-pole motor. I still have to test the VXL ESC to see if it can handle a 4-pole motor, because if it is, that means this is. But there's not too many specs on there. I think on their website they may be claiming this is a 4-pole motor. But this motor does seem to be a little bit more powerful than the other ones that I've had before. So anyway, it comes with 11-tooth pinion gear, stock out the box with a 54 spur gear, which is the same as what comes on the Stampede 4x4, which I was surprised because the Slash 4x4 comes with a 13-tooth. When I went to a 13-tooth pinion gear, I did have some heat problems with the VXL ESC. That's another reason why I have this one up in here. I'm not sure why, because this is lighter than the Slash, but Slash 4x4. But there were some problems with it. Maybe the motor does have stronger magnets in it, and it does cause overheating issues with that. That's even with the heatsink on it. And I didn't want to purchase a $25 fan just for the ESC when I had this bad boy sitting in there. So anyway, as far as how the body goes on, you guys see that it has this particular piece in the front of it where it kind of just slides down in there and it clips in there, so that this body doesn't use any body pins to hold it down. A couple of things with the drive shafts. You guys see that those are holding up real well. Traxxas has updated those drive shafts and made them a lot beefier. So also with the battery strap, you guys see now that this is still a little bit different even than that of the Slash. Now it's just one component on here where you can kind of flip this up and down. They do give you an alternate one as well that's a little bit more flat and level that you can use. But I think that this is good too. So they did really think about this design when they did it. Also with the A-arms. The A-arms are a lot beefier as well. You guys, if those of you that are familiar with Traxxas cars, those A-arms are a different design, and they are a little bit stronger as well. The material seems to be a lot stronger than that of what typically comes in some of the previous Traxxas vehicles. So I do see them actually adding that to some of their other vehicles. I can see a Stampede 4x4 coming out 2.0 or whatever it may be. And then putting some of these on their two-wheel drive version. So with that, I mean, they did do, like I said, other designs. You see that the bumper's a little bit different. I was worried they were going to just kind of try to lower a Stampede 4x4, but they didn't. So that's been good, guys. I haven't had any problems or issues with this, and I do like it a lot. I've been waiting for one, like I said, for a while. I'm glad Traxxas has released it. The TSM radio does help with the performance of the car as well. Get this body back on it real quick. Does help, like I said, with the performance of the TSM radio, and you can actually dial it up or dial that down. So I haven't had any problems, and I like it. Like I said, it's not just for me a Traxxas fan just to try to buy a new Traxxas car. This is really well. They really thought this car out. The price point may be a little bit too steep for some people, but you got to use your judgment on it. They do have a brush model that's going to be about $150 cheaper, but you might as well, if you can find one, go brushless, because by the time you do some of the upgrades on it, the adjustable turnbuckles, things like that, you would have bought a brushless model. So anyway, guys, there's going to be more videos of this. I kind of want to give some of my thoughts on this truck right here. I do like it. I hope other companies start to compete with Traxxas with this. I would love to see an associated T4 4-wheel drive. I'd love to see the Arma Vortex and all that to come out to be 4-wheel drive and stuff as well. It'd be nice to see some more competition for this and get them all together and just run them out there, just so there's a different variety of stuff. But anyway, one quick thing before I run out of time and space is the 65 miles per hour. You guys see that right there. To reach that, you've got to change out the pinion gear. You need like a 20 or 22 tooth pinion gear to reach that. You will not reach that stock out the box. You'll get about 55 or so with the speed gear that's given, but you will not reach that 65. I think you'll get close to 60 maybe. But just to let you know, now in Forest, when I change out the system, I'm reaching 60. I'm probably reaching 70, but I'll do a super speed Saturday and let you guys see the performance on that. So anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching.